Welcome to Politics News Wolf US channel. The Russia-Ukraine war has been going on for about a year, and Russia cannot get what it wants from Ukraine in terms of achieving its. The main objective of Russia's Ukraine strategy was to completely occupy the country, quickly. Disarm Ukraine by destroying its armed forces. And replace the Zelensky government to bring a pro-Russian government to power. However, Russia was stuck on the Ukrainian front where it expected victory in a very short time, as Putin could not see the success he expected from his army. Vladimir Putin fell into a difficult position in the face of the great success of the Ukraine army with the support of the West and the USA. Unable to resist the Ukrainian. With the heavy blows, it received one after another, Russia could not show any more resistance and decided to withdraw from 60% of the occupied lands. All the strategies put in tried fail against the brave Ukrainian army. Russia's war was shattered by hit-and-run attacks by Ukrainian army with modern anti-tank missiles. The main goal of Ukraine at the moment is to liberate all legal lands of Ukraine, including Donbas and Crimea from occupation. From the Ukrainian armed forces, this war will probably end with the liberation of Crimea. For this purpose, Ukraine is to carry out a strong ground operation, and tanks are indispensable for the liberation of a region in war. The West finally realizes this and is responding to Ukraine's demands. In the 12 months of Russia's occupation of Ukraine, the plan of military aid to Ukraine fell on the Russian agenda bomb. It shows that Russia will need their army and its power more than ever in the coming days. Western countries continued their weapons aid to Ukraine, which resists against Russia at full speed. There are important developments in the provision of German-made Leopard 2s to Ukraine, which needs tanks. Pour against Russian attacks Poland to action for shipments after Berlin's positive signal. A very important process has been made in tanks for Ukraine, which continues its struggle against Russia's invasion. Operat. It seems that an important obstacle has been left for the German-made Lover 2, which are shown by experts as the vehicle that will have the greatest impact on the region to be sent to Ukraine. Despite being one of the main arms supplied to Ukraine after the Russian invasion, Germany has recently been under intense pressure to send or authorize the descending of Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. First of all, according to German expert laws, Germany's approval is required for Leopard 2 tanks to be used in other countries such as Ukraine. In contrast, Poland, he applied to Germany for official permission to send German or tanks to. German Foreign Minister Anna Bibi pointed out that the process will begin, saying that they will not prevent Poland from sending Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. France also discussed the option of sending LE tanks to Ukraine. On the other hand, the US sending Abraham tanks to Ukraine apart from LE parks will be very effective. Which also encourages Germany to ship Leopard tanks. As a result of all this, a train consisting of German Leopard 2A5 tanks moved towards Poland 3 days ago, and resistance of Germany reported that a train with 100 Leopard parks. 2 tanks were seen about 5 kilometers from the Polish border. The echelon with the military equipment was moving towards the east, which most likely confirmed that the supply of German tanks to Ukraine has begun. A little while ago, it was confirmed that Poland is also sending lower Park 2A4 tanks to the Ukrainian border. But Wara has not yet been announced when the delivery of this equipment to the armed forces of Ukraine will begin. As we enter a critical turn in the war, we can say that the delivery of LE Park tanks to Ukraine will be a turning point. It is certain that it will give the Ukrainian army a great advantage in the field. Consider among the best AMTs in service in the world today, the Leo 2 could be a potential game changer for Ukrainian forces. Particularly as it can in turn incorporate with other Western-made armed vehicles, including US-made AIM-2 Bradley combat vehicle, French MX-10 RRC tank destroyer, and German Murder infantry combat vehicle. Such a combination of armor could shift the balance of power to Kiev forever. At the same time, the Leopard 2, which weighs 60 tons and is about 10 meters long, is considered one of the best battle tanks in the world. On the other hand, Leopard 2 is easier to maintain and repair than other tanks. The most successful modern design. The Leopard 2 has undergone Mary's modernization since its protection in Best in Germany in 1979, in service with many armed port at home and abroad. The fact that the tanks have become so important in this period is also related to the situation on the field. Russian forces approach the critical town of PMO. Ukraine's defense of PMO is very important for the future of Tomba. Russia needs to take these two cities in order to say that it dominates the entire Deba in this context. Tanks are of great importance for retraining of Ukraine's defense. Experts are of the opinion that German MA tanks will be extremely effective for Ukraine in the war against Russia. About 100 tanks are needed for the Leopard 2 tanks to have a significant impact in the war in Ukraine. For this, it is planned to create a tank pool to be supplied to Ukraine by European countries. 20 countries around the world have more than Leopard 2 tanks manufactured in Germany. According to the contract of sale, any delivery of Leopard tanks to Ukraine requires approval for our German go. Regardless of country. Russia, on the other hand, is extremely uncomfortable with the decision to send the tanks to Ukraine. Kremlin spokesman, Dmitry Peskov is threatening, insisting that all European countries that directly or indirectly participate in pumping of weapons into Ukraine and the development of the technological level of weapons in this country will bear the responsibility for this. Russia needs to mobilize more military resources to change the process in Ukraine in its. But it's clear that the resources available to Russia are insufficient to achieve an absolute victory in this. As a ground war between Western-backed Ukraine and Russia intensified, it becomes more uncertain what other strategy Russia can perceive for victory at this point. Many NATO member countries, especially the USA, want to arm Ukraine. More heavy weapons begun to be supplied to Ukraine, which would enable it to launch a more comprehensive offensive against the Russian army. It seems that this process will accelerate in 2020. Russia wants to act before Ukraine gets American, German, and British tanks. The competition of training for those who call for the army by declaring the mobilization of Russia and the West continuing to send military technologies to Ukraine are also considered as preparations for the spring. In fact, both sides seem to be planning a spring offensive to break the stalemate and war of attrition that military analysts have compared to the fighting on the best in front during the World War. In such scenario, it seems that the parties will make great effort to straighten the reposition in the field until the ITN of 2023. On the other hand, a number of countries, including the United Kingdom and the Netherlands, promised a new aid package to Ukraine. Representatives of CALA countries who had previously gathered at a military base in Estonia decided to increase their arms aid with the aim of Ukraine, dominating new regions and stopping Russia's advance. The UK, Poland, Latvia, Slovenia, Denmark, the Czech Republic, Estonia, the Netherlands, and Slovakia have pledged more support to the Kiev administration. In short, all the Russia used all the tools of classical warfare methods. It could not break either the political will of the Ukrainian administration or the will of its army to fight Vladimir Putin. On the one hand, it struggles against the military aid and support pouring into Ukraine. On the other hand, it struggles with the rebellions to protect the unity of the Russian army at the front. Finally, the conflict between Wagner and the Russian army left its. Even when Putin could not get what he wanted, we can say that he's looking for a way out of the territory of Ukraine by frequently changing both his commanders and the military strategies he implements. The laws who suffered by Russia in the conflicts have shaken the progressive of Russia, both in the throne of the Russian public and the eyes of the international community at the point, which in the war we can say that the whole world is watching Russia. Thank you for watching the video. If you find it useful, please comment and share the video for us. It will make our channel more known. See you in the following videos. Thank you very much.